In this video, we are exploring Apostle Island's National Lakeshore.
And the thing to do here is get on the water so that you can see the amazing sea caves that line the lakeshore, and that is exactly what we are planning to do. Today is the day we are going to get out on the water here at the Apostle Island's National Lakeshore. And what the lakeshore is, it's a stretch of the lakefront and also 21 islands here in northern Wisconsin along Lake Superior. It's known as Wisconsin's crown jewel, and from the pictures I can understand why, so we're really excited to see it for ourselves. There are islands, lighthouses, sea caves and formations, and all sorts of amazing things.
We had been staying over in the town of Bayfield on the east side of the little Upper Peninsula here in Wisconsin. Bayfield's a really neat little town with cute little shops and restaurants. We were staying at the Apostle Islands area campground there. It was a great spot to launch in to see Bayfield and visit the visitor center, which they have there as well. But just like with our Pictured Rocks experience, the weather ended up delaying our boat departure. Thankfully, we're still able to do it, but we had to delay a couple of days, and that has brought us over here to the Little Sand Bay campground.
And this is super convenient because our RV is parked right over there, and the boat dock is right here where we're gonna be launching from, and the kids are playing on a playground back here for a few minutes while we get ready. The weather is beautiful. I'm hoping that it's, you know, fairly smooth sailing, smooth boating out on the water, but it's gonna be cooler, so we're gonna have to layer up here in a minute and hit the dock.
Let's head down to the dock.
So again, we're about to get on this boat here with PMG Charters, and it's just gonna be our family. We're taking a 4 to 5 hour tour, and we figured that would give us a more personal, up-close view of the islands, of the sea caves, so we're really excited about that. But there are lots of other options. You can actually take a big tour cruise boat on Apostle Island Cruises, and you can do that over in Bayfield. Or you can take a kayak tour, or you can also get on the Madeline Island Ferry and go over to Big Bay State Park. So lots of options, so we're excited about that. Here we go.
So we are underway. We're here with Captain Pete of PMG Charters, and he's going to tell us where we're headed first.
So we are starting out at Little Sand Bay. We're going to cruise west around Sand Point, which we can see way out there, and then down another couple miles to this little hump, the Mainland Myers Beach Sea Caves.
Just stopped to look at a bald eagle and its nest up in this tree. Very cool.
The Mainland Sea Caves are along a stretch of shoreline approximately 4 miles long and are a popular destination for kayak tours. You can also see them from above via the Lakeshore Trail at Myers Beach. It's also home to the largest sea caves in the area, and they just kept getting better and better as we went along.
These teeny little guys with a little stalk. Yeah. They're about to bloom a little beautiful flower. Its name is actually butterwort. Butterwort is one of our 3 carnivorous plants in the island.
Beautiful, especially with the light shining down into the water here where it's more shallow against the rocks. And the different cave openings and the formations. We've seen what look like pillars, you know, different holes in the rocks, different openings, bowls. In fact, that was really neat being able to take the boat so close into this depression in the rocks. This is definitely the kind of experience you're not going to get on the big tour boat, getting this close and going up into these openings. This is something else. Highly recommended. We're going in. This is like the best part. This is so awesome. Loving this. When do you ever get to do this? Who votes for Captain Pete to go through there? So if you're thinking these are pretty cool, hold on, because Captain Pete has just told us that the biggest and the best ones are still coming.
We are driving through the biggest cave in the whole park right now. And there's this little teeny slot right here that kayakers can go through. If you duck down and then just kind of sneak under it, it goes all the way through to the other side. There's definitely no lack of caves to come in and explore here. We passed some kayakers. Right now we are headed into one that's called the Crevasse. It goes way back in here and we can see some hikers up above. And there's even a big old chunk of ice right here on the wall. You can seriously feel the temperature drop too.
Since I have this big chunk of ice behind me, I wanted to mention that Lake Superior here along the lakeshore actually freezes over. And there's certain years where it's frozen over so that you can come walk out on the lake while it's frozen and come into the ice caves. That is something that Kevin and I would love to do, and I think we're gonna have to come back to do someday. Does it feel kind of soft? Feel how it kind of like,
I mean, it will literally break
away.
off if you pull on this stuff. It is so darn soft. It's like sandcastles soft. Amazing it stands.
That is a huge chunk of ice. We've seen several chunks of ice now, but that one is by far the biggest. just finished checking out the Mainland Sea Caves, and those were amazing. If our trip ended here, that would have been a complete trip in and of itself, but it gets better because we took a little rest break here at the dock to use the bathroom and get sunscreened up and have a snack, and now we get to go out to Sand Island and then Devil's Island. Here we go.
The caves out on Sand Island are, I would say, just as impressive as the others. While they're not quite as big, the really interesting thing with these ones is just all the different colors in the rock. Some of the iron oxide has leached out of portions of it, so they're a little whiter in places, and there's still just as much moss and so many plants growing everywhere. There aren't words. Yeah, this is really cool.
The caves here on Sand Island, like Kevin said, are just as impressive. And if anything, we were discussing that maybe in some ways they're more intricate. So they're smaller, but they have a lot more of these little pillars. They've got different colors here. We're debating, what that is it Dalmatian or spotted cow? So that's what we got going on here. And just really, really intricate and very pretty. Don't miss this island if you can get out to it too.
On the northern tip of Sand Island is the Sand Island Lighthouse. Originally built back in 1881, it was eventually automated in 1921. This is one of the many beautiful historic lighthouses that you can get out and visit in the Apostle Islands. We opted to keep going to make sure we had enough time at Devil's Island, because as it turns out, we had saved the best one for last.
We're saying bye to Sand Island now, and we're gonna head over to Devil's Island. Here we go.
We've just made it over to Devil's Island. We're gonna dock up against the side of the rock here and get out and go check out some of these rock ledges.
Apparently it's smooth enough, we can give it a try. We've got the big old bumpers here on this side. And then we'll do some rock scrambling. We're gonna see if we can make it to the lighthouse, but the first part is a little bit muddy and wet. There are some rocks that we get to step on, and it looks like it gets better.
It's kind of neat. It's just this little mossy path through the island here. Captain Pete was telling us that we are most likely the only people on the island at this point. So the plan is we're gonna walk over to the lighthouse, and Captain Pete is gonna meet us over there with the boat.
So I'm glad that Pete convinced us to get off on the island. Because at first we were just thinking that maybe we would just stay on the boat and see the lighthouse from the boat, but this is so much better just to say, hey, we're on the island. We, took a little walk on here with nobody else on the island. It's a totally different experience than I think we've had before, ever. Have we ever been on an island where nobody else is?
No.
No? All right, let's go. It was definitely fun to come see this lighthouse close up. It's very different than the other one that we saw. To me, this one kind of looks like a rocket in a way, like it's about to blast off. Very neat, very cool to be here, stretch our legs a little bit, and now we're gonna go try to find the boat.
The only other thing I would have to add is bring some bug spray. The mosquitoes are fierce.
I applied it a little bit better than this guy, so they're
Yeah.
kind of leaving me alone, but yeah, you might see them in the screen here.
It's time to go.
Still worth it, but let's go find that boat. It was worth it coming onto the rocky cliffside here and seeing the lighthouse. I'd highly recommend you guys do that if you get the chance. This has been really nice and I can't wait to see the rest of the sea caves.
I'm really excited. This has been such a fun trip so far. Like totally blown away any expectations that I had about this place, which were pretty high to be honest. Like I'd heard a lot of neat stuff about this. This is just so good. Come here and do this.
PMG Charters has been amazing. Pete has been amazing. So look them up if you guys want to take a personal boat tour of the Apostle Islands.
Now we're gonna get back in the boat and go see the sea caves that this island is also famous for.
All the way around.
The lighting is getting really good as we're going in here. And some of these arches and caves in here, especially with the way the light is reflecting right through them, some of them don't even look real.
It's hard to pick a favorite because they've all been amazing. At first I thought, oh, maybe the mainland caves are the best and we're gonna be disappointed the rest of the day. And then I thought, oh no, but Sand Island is so amazing. And now here we are at Devil's Island and it is just over the top amazing. These might be my favorite, but I'm loving them all.
I'm not really sure that there's words for how cool this is. It's just nothing I can say really seems to do this justice. This is amazing. As we left Devil's Island, it was getting pretty late in the day, but Captain Pete mentioned one more place that we needed to see on the way back. on Bear Island, a large cave had one more surprise in store for us. The roof had completely fallen out of this cave, which made for yet another unique experience on our trip back. It got a little bit intense there at the dock because all the mosquitoes came out of everywhere and we were just getting swarmed when we got back to the dock. So it was just a little bit of a rush to get off the boat and get back. Now we're back at our house. That was such an amazing trip.
It really was. We were just sitting here gushing about it basically because it was such an amazing experience to see these sea caves, to be out on the water, to see the islands, just all of it together was amazing. You know, we had the perfect boat, perfect captain, and we learned so much about the caves, about the rock formation, about the islands, and it was a totally different experience than we think we would have had if we had taken the large tour boat. They don't go into the caves like we did, and that was spectacular. We are just grinning from ear to ear. We loved it. It was money well worth spending.
Definitely.
And we would highly recommend doing that, and especially PMG Charters because they were fantastic. So thanks again, Pete and Ashley. That was amazing. We really enjoyed ourselves and the kids loved it. It was just all around fantastic.
So that was a long, fantastic day. We're definitely quite tired. We're just going to go inside and wind down for the night. And tomorrow we head on to Minnesota. So we will catch you all on the next adventure.
Bye.
Bye.